Say goodbye to just clicking and picking. The future of giving back starts with our new way to connect. It's download, select, shop, and support. Download our free community Pay It Forward app. It's your gateway to shopping with purpose and supporting the causes that you care about. You tell us who you'd like to support by selecting your mission. Whether it's helping veterans, feeding families, or supporting local schools, your purchases help fund real change. Shop like you normally do. No extra steps, no added costs. Just make your everyday spending count by choosing one of our partner businesses. Every purchase you make turns into real support. A percentage goes directly to your selected cause. It's automatic, it's effortless, and it's powerful. You're not just a customer, you're a partner in making a difference. Our app makes it easy for you to track your impact and share it with all of your friends. So why just shop when you can shop with a purpose? Download, select, shop, and support because your choices matter. When you shop with the Community Pay It Forward partners, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is Alan Holmes, Master Connector, um, E-Force veteran of this U.S. Army 13 Bravo specialist, veteran community. Lots of mouthful. Thank you so much and welcome to the Master Connectors Corner. Um, Today is a very incredible day because, as always, Master Connectors, we provide unified and collaborative connecting and networking resources, and today is no different. Today is with a gentleman named L. Joe Miner. He has over 35 years of manufacturing and coaching experience in the manufacturing world, and is someone that I've had the honor and privilege of knowing for about a year. We've met on a various another platform, and just someone who I wanted to bring into the show. And I know he's hovering somewhere in the cyberspace, so when we reach out to him, he'll come out and speak. But Joe is someone that I really believe that we should learn about, and that I wanted to share about because leadership strategy and operations is what he does better, does best. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, please let us know. But yeah, welcome to the show and happy Wednesday to you. And I really want to say that and meaning from the bottom of my heart. What we do is we specialize in connecting business owners, entrepreneurs, and consumers with unique and innovative resources. In short, I am a human search engine. I am a master connector, but today's show is about Joe because we give you your 15 minutes of fame. So 15 to 20 minutes of fame. So Joe Miner, I'd love to have you come on out and learn about who. Oh, there he is. See, I keep talking long enough, and the legendary Joe appears. Joe, thank you so much for stopping by. You know, I actually had the privilege of meeting you. On another collab room with a gentleman named, give him a plug, Trevor Gibbs, SBC collaborators, and you've always been just down to earth. You know, when someone thinks of coaching, uh, we always need a coach. We had our baseball coach, our sports coach, but you have taken business coaching and mixed it together with manufacturing. 35 years. Congratulations on that long history of what you do. Uh, tell the listeners a little bit what. what got you into manufacturing, or what you do? How did it come about? Kind of picking your brain a little bit. Can you start with that?
Sure, I can. Well, go back to the very beginning when I first started manufacturing. I started out on the assembly line, and then it didn't take long at all before they started recognizing that it's more than just putting parts together. I think I was promoted within 9 months to a group leader of assembly line where we did two different parts. And that was at a automotive supply um, facility, and then I moved up from there. So I've a lot of different factories I worked at. Whether it was custom molding or making parts for RVs or parts. I wish I would have somehow kept track of all the different parts I've touched, because I'm sure it's multi millions as far as over those many years. But it's so much. I've met people, I know people that own businesses, and what really got me into the coaching, and this has probably been like, it was like 5 or 10 years in the making, realizing that the experience and the knowledge I gained as I tried to learn more and more about how to be a good leader in the manufacturing business, that I realized I could really help some of these small business owners. Um, and I had some of them that are you know they were contemplating whether they should file for bankruptcy. They've been in that kind of dire situations, and it's like, if I could come in and help them before they get to that point, and help them have a business that thrives. And that's what I do. I go in and help them go through various strategies that works, um, and so much work that they can do to have that business that they've always dreamed of, instead of a business that keeps them awake at night.
Wow. And as I was, learning and reading over your extensive resume here, you take strategic planning, operation, and then you kind of twist it with extensive manufacturing. Can you kind of give a little insight? When do you work with small business owners, or solopreneurs, or what is your target audience, and how do you take those three key points and take them to the next level?
So yeah, my target audience is small manufacturers. They can be medium size. It really all depends. But if you know anybody that is has a small manufacturing business, maybe they have a few employees, maybe they have 20 or 30 employees. They really can struggle with a lot of things, and so much of it is where they have time constraints, right? And that's usually their own time. I remember a long time ago, someone said, if you own your own business, you can work half days if you want. Pick any 12 hours of the half day. So, but it is so much where they can get um, to where they're really, I used to say back in the day, right, pull your hair out. But I think it's more about keeping themselves up at night, right? And that's because of the problems and issues they have. And they don't realize that there's help out there. There's people that do care about their business and helping them get to where they want to go. That is, um, so yes, I go through strategies. There are a lot of different strategies, but I focus on, I call it the top 12 um, in 1 year to go through the strategies. And they could be as much as, it could be like upsell or downsell. We're all familiar with that. When you go to a fast food restaurant, they try to upsell you. Do you want fries with that? That's there's so much that they could do that could um, really create more of the um, the really create more revenue, but most of all, create more profit.
Oh wow! And I'm just got a little kind of sneak preview, ladies and gentlemen, of this incredible website, and it's empowering manufacturing excellence. And wow, proven solutions. Little bit about you, and this is where in today's times, everybody always wants to know who can I know, like, and trust. Well, Joe, I can honestly say that the knowing and liking and the trusting has all happened within a year. And you're very calm demeanor. Um, I see where we see it on here. A little bit about your mission. Can you kind of share what separates you apart from all the typical coaches out there in your industry, and as well as outside of the industry?
I think so much of it is having being you know all those years being a servant leader has really prepared me to be able to my in my management experience, I've had the attitude of what can I do to help you, and that was even, people that were under my charge, right? It's not the do what I say, but it's like, what do you need for me to help you get to where you want to go, and so with that, it really transfers into my coaching. I still like to call it coaching, even though there's so many people out there in the past that have really made business coaching um, kind of a bad reputation to some. Um, but it really is. I'm their fan. I'm encouraging them and giving them the tools they need to be able to um, move forward. So, like, if someone meets with me, um, they're not going to get a bill. It's going to be, it's going to seem like a questionnaire, right? It'll be like, why, how long you've been doing business, what is your why. Each business owner has a reason why they do what they do, and really dive into that purpose and then go from there, and that will really help motivate them um, to accomplish what they can accomplish.
Absolutely, and as I'm watching the screen change here with supply chains and lean manufacturing optimizations and leadership development, so it appears you tap into a lot of different um, areas that a business and can you kind of maybe touch back with that as we see here how to contact you in just a few minutes. Can you kind of share with a little bit maybe one or two of the services, for those who are listening on the replay, without going into the entire, but overlay, but just because it looks very fascinating, how you with everything that a manufacturer has to go through, how do you exactly maybe pinpoint, like for example, the supply chain resilience? What is that?
So yeah, supply chain can be really really hectic right now. It's not just the cost. Everybody, the hot topic right now is the tariffs. Um, but cost is one thing, but there are so many other things that can really disrupt your supply chain. I'll never forget all the years that we had been importing stuff, and we were counting on, we were getting items every week in the containerfuls, and all it takes is for a landslide in California to delay your parts for weeks and weeks, and if you don't have the parts, you can't sell them, and you can't build them. So those type of things. There's things you can do to do that. I mean, obviously, reshoring is a lot. A lot of people are having those discussions right now, and being built in the United States. Some places might have the capability of doing that themselves when they need parts, or maybe they could do what's called vertical integration, where maybe I know someone who went and they bought a company that can supply themselves. Um, and that's just one option. Obviously, there's not, but having developing good partnerships is such a key to be able to fix that um, your supply chains. You got to really know, um, you know, and that's where with me also, I have over the last couple of years have really developed a good network, a network of people. So whether whether people need marketing help in manufacturing or whether they need a supply chain, um, more suppliers. There's so many people over the years that I've met or known or worked for. There's a lot of um, or even had relationships with in the businesses I worked. So there's
Wow. Well, I want to thank you for stopping by. Anybody knows that the Master Connector, what I do is love to provide. Um, Along with the incredible Mr. Zach Clayton here at the Master Connectors Corner. We didn't want to take too much of your time. We like to say we see the background here, ladies and gentlemen, and those around the world celebrating. And today it's about celebrating Joe Miner. Joe Miner coaching. I would definitely I recommend you call him, and you see his contact on the screen. Any final closing nuggets. What should they do next, or what should in this celebrating in this the greatest country, USA, and around the world globally, helping? What would you want to leave as a final tip?
I think it's mostly, don't be afraid to contact me. It's not about the money. It's about what can we do to help you move forward.
All right. Well, Joe, as always, it is an honor to know you. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you contact Joe Miners Coaching. He is definitely one to celebrate and can help you celebrate your business. Um, and thank you for stopping by, Joe. Hope you have an amazing week and continues to let by and just come on back if you have any future tips or any other things. And thank you for having us. And Mr. Zach is somewhere in the background, and he's gonna bring us back in. Joe, I'm sorry I cut you
All
off,
right.
sir. Any final thoughts?
Oh, thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Well, this is Alan Holmes, Master Connector. Once again, saying thank you for stopping by the Master Connector's Corner. And if you have an idea, a gift, or a manufacturing question, hint, hint, make sure you reach out to Joe and you reach out to us as the Master Connector's Corner because where we are, it's not about me, it's about we. Thank you so much for Alan Holmes, Master Connector. Have an amazing and a rest of the week, and God bless this American country, USA.